read the first two items, and we're going to get going after that. We'll be talking about a couple of things. We have some news on Iran, which we're going to talk about.
So shortly before you all came in, the president signed two executive actions. The first is the result of a Section 232 trade investigation into critical minerals supplies. What it does is it sets up a mechanism, a process by which the United States will seek to secure its international supply chain of critical minerals and critical mineral-derived products. The second is actually the result of another Section 232 trade investigation, this one into semiconductors. It sets up a two-phase process. Under the first phase, semiconductors that are imported into the United States of America that are not then used domestically to build out our AI or computing architecture here will be subject to a 25% tariff. So, for example, semiconductors that were transshipped through the United States to other foreign countries would be subject to that 25% tariff. But those are two executive actions that the president reviewed shortly before you all came in.
So they're going to sell chips, basically, and it's a chip. It's not the highest level, but it's a very good level. And China wants them, and other people want them, and we're going to be making 25% on the sale of those chips, basically. So we're allowing them to do it, but the United States is getting 25% of the chips in terms of the dollar value, and I think it's a very good deal, great deal. They're taking billions of dollars, and they've done a fantastic job. But it's not the Blackwell or the Rubin; those are the two top. But it's a very good chip, and people want it, and we think it's in our best interest to do. And we have some other little things to talk about. Maybe we'll start that first. Should I start that first? I think they're going to want me to. I have a feeling they're going to want me to. We have been notified, and pretty strongly, but we'll find out what that all means. But we've been told that the killing in Iran is stopping, and it's stopped, and it's stopping. And there's no plan for executions or executions. So I've been told that on good authority. We'll find out about it. I'm sure if it happens, we'll all be very upset, including you will be very upset, but that's just gotten to me, some information that the killing has stopped, that the executions have stopped. They're not going to have an execution, which a lot of people were talking about for the last couple of days. Today was going to be the day of execution. And another piece of information that I think is very important is the leaker has been found and is in jail right now. And that's the leaker on Venezuela. A very bad leaker. So there could be some others, and we'll let you know about that. We're hot on their trail. But the leaker has been found, and the leaker's in jail. And will probably be in jail for a long time. Let's see what happens. So we'll let you know. We'll keep you apprised as to what's going to happen with that. And I want to thank all of the incredible people behind me, political people, both Republicans and Democrats, because they like whole milk. Whether you're a Democrat or a Republican, whole milk is, right? That's a great thing. The senator was in the office many years ago. It feels like many years ago, but quite a while ago, right at the beginning of my first term.
Yeah, with Elijah Cummings.
Right, with Elijah, a very good person. Wonderful. You and I had a good relationship with him.
Bueno, pues atención al último mensaje del presidente de Estados Unidos, Donald Trump, desde la Casa Blanca. Acaba de firmar una orden para poder establecer el proceso sobre los semiconductores, sujeto a los aranceles del 25% sobre esos chips. Acaba de firmar esta orden también para buscar una cadena de suministro internacional de minerales críticos, y firma esta acción que va a permitirles a llevar el 25% en la venta de las patatas fritas. También ha dicho Donald Trump que justo después de conocer que OpenAI se convierte ya a invertir $10.000 millones en las cerebras, en las próximas expansiones del cómputo de la inteligencia artificial. Este nuevo arancel del 25% a los microchips y a los semiconductores. Seguimos escuchando a Donald Trump.
Mike Crapo, Roger Marshall, Peter Welch, as well as Representative G.T. Thompson and Tim Walberg, all great people. Also with us today is USDA National Nutrition Advisor, Dr. Ben Carson, my friend for a long time. We went head to head, and it was not easy going head to head with Ben. He's great. He still looks good. That's because he drinks a lot of milk. And some of our nation's wonderful dairy farmers and their children. They're going to be farmers for a long time, we hope. As it currently stands, schools participating in the National School Lunch Program are only able to offer students low or non-fat milk options. That was changed during the Obama administration. A lot of people disagreed with it at the time. With this legislation, schools will finally be able to expand their offerings to include nutritious whole milk. It's actually a legal definition, whole milk. And it's whole with a W, for those of you that have a problem. Most of the media will get that. This is the perfect follow-up to the new real food pyramid, and Secretary Kennedy and Secretary Rollins announced that last week. You probably heard. This legislation also allows parents to directly request a substitute for milk for children with dairy intolerance. Previously, parents were required to submit a written statement from a doctor, but we're eliminating that rather ridiculous policy, allowing parents to choose what is best for their child, which is a big move. Hard to believe that that would be a big thing, but it is. And of course, these changes will be major victories for the American dairy farmers, who we love and who voted for me in great numbers, I will say. I think I got every one of them. In December, I also signed the Secure Rural Schools Reauthorization Act. And I'm proud to say that these two pieces of legislation will give school-age children across the country the resources and support that they need, not just to succeed, but really to thrive in life and later on in life. So I want to ask Secretary Rollins to say a few things, and then I'd like to ask Secretary Kennedy and Dr. Carson. I'd also like to hear from these great political leaders, senators, congressmen, if they'd like to say something. I'd be honored. So, Brooke, do you want to start?
Yes, sir. Thank you. And what a joy and an honor it is to be here. I feel like I have the best job in the world with representing all of these farmers. And Mr. President, not in our lifetime, has been a president who loves and supports our farmers more, and certainly the dairy farmers. I want to thank all of our farmers here today, sir. Most of them are 5th and 6th generation. They represent states from all across our country, and bringing the children to and seeing what the next generation of dairy farmers looks like. The amazing thing is some of these farmers back here from Butler, Pennsylvania, he milks.
Where?
Butler, Pennsylvania.
I love Butler. I do.
Yeah, and they love
you too.
you. They love you. But he milks about 40 to 60 cows. And then we have Jamie from Wisconsin, who milks about 5,000 cows. So they represent all across the spectrum.
Wow.
And what this means. And I think it's important to note that in the last year, your support for these American farmers, for rural America, the One Big Beautiful Bill, was the...
Atención a la última hora de Donald Trump, que ha producido ya directamente, inmediatamente después de pronunciar esas palabras, un impacto en el petróleo. Atención, porque dice que le han dicho ya que las matanzas, las muertes en Irán están cesando, aunque de momento subraya que no hay planes de ejecuciones. El petróleo, por su parte, está cayendo ya a niveles de 60,70, según vamos a ver el gráfico en pantalla a continuación, porque es esa vela de caída que deja el barril del petróleo ya del West Texas americano en los $60,70 el barril, después de que Donald Trump también firmara esa ley que les va a permitir obtener un 25% de descuento en la venta de chips. Vamos a ver enseguida el gráfico más claramente, en el que vemos cómo el barril del West Texas americano baja hasta los $60,90 después de conocer que le han dicho que las matanzas en Irán están cesando. Volvemos a escuchar las palabras de Donald Trump.
And today, by signing this bill, Senator Marshall and Congressman Thompson and both, all the wonderful men to the right who worked so hard on this, Peter Welsh, it is a bipartisan issue, and understanding where we are in this country and how important the health of certainly our children are is so important. USDA is posting today the guidance. So we're signing the bill, and USDA, we're moving at Trump time, is posting today the new rulemaking that is necessary to get whole milk back into school lunches. So that's a really, really big deal.
So how long will that take?
It should just take a few weeks, and then the milk starts moving in. So it's a big announcement, sir, for our schools and our children. And I know Secretary Kennedy will talk a little bit about the health issues, so I won't do that. I'll skip over that. You mentioned, and the last thing I'll say, I know we're here to sign the bill on whole milk, but Senator Crapo's work and our wonderful friend Doug LaMalfa, who we lost way too soon,
right.
Their work on securing Rural Schools Reauthorization Act, how important that too is for rural America. 700 eligible rural counties across the nation are now guaranteed funds for schools and roads and infrastructure. So, sir, you say it all the time. Those are your people. They voted for you and with us and saw your vision from the beginning. This is who we're here to support today, in addition to the whole milk for healthy schools, which will help all children. Just remember, eat real food and drink whole milk. What a joy again it is to be here, and I especially want to thank all of our incredible farmers for what you do. So, sir, with that, I'll turn it over to Secretary Kennedy.
And just before you do that, how are we doing with food prices, bringing them down?
Yes, sir. Well, I'm glad you asked, because I brought a chart, and that just happened to be right behind me. So, speaking of milk, milk is actually way down, and I know we're here to talk about that today.
It's
obviously,
44%.
That's right, sir.
44% down. Milk, 44% down.
Eggs is way down. Milk is way down. This is just since we took office, sir. Fresh whole chicken down 2%, cheese down, tomatoes down, butter down. Of course, eggs are way down. Potatoes down almost 3%, fresh fruits down almost 3%. But this is just the beginning. And as we continue to bring the cost of farming down, bring the cost of inputs down, open up the markets, support our farmers, we'll see even more affordability moving forward.
And eggs are down 31%, so it's really something. Where's Bobby?
Bobby's right here. I'm going to switch with Bobby.
Right here, Mr. President.
Go ahead, wherever you want. Go ahead. Good to see you. We like Bobby.
And I want to echo what Brooke said about finally having a president that sees the alignment between farm prosperity,
That's right.
good food policy, and the health of our children. These are common sense associations. Democrats have been talking about them for eons. Republicans have been talking about them. We finally have a president that is implementing these policies and getting real food to our children. Today, President Trump signs the Whole Milk for Healthy Kids Act of 2025, a long overdue correction to the school nutrition policy that puts children's health first. For years, Washington treated fat, especially saturated fat, as the enemy. It made a war on saturated fat. This is the peacetime president. He's made it 8.5 deals ending wars, and he's also ended the war on saturated fat. As a result, whole and 2% milk disappeared from school menus, even though science has never shown that whole milk.
Bueno, pues continúa Donald Trump hablando ante los medios desde la Casa Blanca, y atención, porque le han dicho que las matanzas en Irán están cesando, y según lo que acabamos de conocer, información de última hora, la embajada británica en Teherán ha sido cerrada ya temporalmente. Además, se están sumando varias compañías a la cancelación de los vuelos con destino a Teherán. Parece, todo puede indicar que algo pueda ocurrir durante el día de hoy en relación a la situación con Irán. Además, 6 aviones cisterna KC-135 de la Fuerza Aérea de Estados Unidos han partido de la base Al Udeid en Qatar. Por otra parte, se conoce como OpenAI ha firmado ya un acuerdo de $10.000 millones con Cerebras, la startup de inteligencia artificial de OpenAI, que ha comprado ya hasta 750 megavatios de capacidad computacional de Cerebras Systems por más de $10.000 millones en 3 años, según ha informado este miércoles al Wall Street Journal, citando a personas familiarizadas con el asunto. Y por cierto, que Donald Trump ya ha anunciado ese 25% que va a aplicar de arancel a los semiconductores y a los microchips. Por otra parte, Italia y Polonia piden a sus ciudadanos salir de Irán de forma inmediata. Dicen Italia y Polonia que desde el Ministerio de Exteriores italiano han recomendado a sus nacionales salir de Irán, y han anunciado la retirada del personal no esencial de su embajada en Teherán después de esa reunión de alto nivel nivel sobre la seguridad, encabezada ya por el canciller Antonio Tajani. Las autoridades italianas lanzan este último mensaje al que se suman al reciente de Polonia, que emitió esa advertencia muy similar, instando a la salida inmediata de todos los ciudadanos polacos en Irán y que están desaconsejando cualquier viaje a Irán, alegando que la situación interna es inestable y algo grave. Ambos países elevan así el nivel de alerta diplomática en medio de las crecientes tensiones regionales. Vamos a seguir escuchando las palabras de Donald Trump desde el Despacho Oval.
Last week, Secretary Rollins and I unveiled President Trump's new food pyramid and updated our dietary guidelines with a clear message: eat real food. This law puts that principle into action. As Secretary of Health and Human Services, I support this reform because it aligns federal policy with evidence-based nutrition, not ideology or dogma. Healthy kids need real food. They need real protein. They need healthy fats, and they need policies grounded in reality and the science. I want to thank President Trump again for his vision, for signing this bill, for continuing to put children's health first. This is exactly the kind of practical change that will make America healthy again.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Bobby. We have some milk here. It's been sitting here for 5 days, so it's from the original bottle, and I brought it so the press can have some. You can swig it all out of it. Remember the old days when we were kids, everybody shared a bottle? Today we tend not to do that, but if you'd like to, if you trust the person that you're drinking after, it's right here, it's yours, okay? It's semi-fresh, 5-6 days old. Thank you. So Ben Carson, special man, knows a lot about health. He looks better than ever, so Ben, how about it?
Well, thank you, Mr. President. Thank you for being interested in the health of the people. It's made a big difference in facilitating an atmosphere where the agencies can work together. Secretary Rollins, Secretary Kennedy, Marty McCary, Dr. Oz, the whole group, every week at least meeting once to talk about these things, and it's made a big difference. And I want to thank the dairy farmers. I know you guys have been in the doghouse for a little while. You're out of the doghouse as of today.
Yes, sir.
And, whole milk is a wonderful beverage. Good protein, we talk about real food. It is real food. Healthy fats, important nutrients. You look at vitamin D, you look at calcium, phosphorus, the things that are absolutely essential for bone development and for teeth. But as a neurosurgeon, the thing I really like is the brain, what it does for the brain.
Right.
The brain starts to develop right after conception and adds millions of neurons every single day. Continues to do that right up until the mid to late 20s. Now, it's important what that brain is getting during the development. Is it getting soda or is it getting milk?
So milk would help your cognitive ability.
Absolutely. You can tell who's been
Take a
drinking milk.
cognitive test. I've taken a lot of them. I've aced every one of them because I drink milk.
It's good for it, and it shows.
Do you consider there to be a big difference in taste between what you are having and this is just, it just looks so good sitting there, right?
Yes, sir.
It
Yes,
looks
sir.
better. They stick. Go ahead, Ben, sorry to interrupt you.
When you go to school and you give the kids milk, real milk, they love it. When you pour this stuff that looks like, dish pan water, you don't particularly want that. It doesn't taste good either. So this is a great day. It's only a part of what's happening with our emphasis on health. Our longevity has been going down, and other industrialized nations it's been going up. And it's because we haven't been paying attention to this. That has changed, and we want to thank you for your leadership.
Well, thank you very much, Ben. Appreciate it. Appreciate all you've done, too, for the country. I'd like to ask a few of our senators to say a couple of words. Maybe we should start with the Democrat in our midst. What do you think?
Peter Welch.
How about Peter Welch? And, thank you very much for being here, Peter.
No, thank you. Our dairy farmers are so vitally important, and they have a way of life that transmits from one generation to another, and it's tougher than ever for our dairy farmers in Vermont, our dairy farmers in Pennsylvania and others, South Carolina, are here. but they're the lifeblood of the community. Nobody works harder and nobody does things that are better for our nutrition. And also for our kids, I'm in agreement. The kids having access to healthy milk is good milk, whole milk, is really good for them. And one of the things that I get very excited about, really the Vermont farmers talked about, is they have their milk from their farm that then goes directly to many of our schools. And then kids come out to the farms and start seeing how milk is made, what farming is about. That's good for America. It's not a party deal. This has been a bipartisan effort. I appreciate working with my colleague, Senator Marshall, who did a great job, and JT when I was in the House. And Tim, thank you. Thank you, Mr. President.
It's got to be like a 90-10 issue, another one of those 90-10. It's good to have you on our side, but it's a great issue, and it's a great thing to do, and we're very proud of it. We're very proud of our farmers. Senator, do you want to say a few words?
Sure, I'll be very brief. We all want to see you sign this bill. But I really appreciate you and Brooke bringing up the Secure Rural Schools legislation. This is critical legislation to our rural communities across this country, and we have to fight every couple of years to get it extended just a couple of years. And this extension we got this year went back to pick up a few years that we missed and is going to expire again at the end of the next year. And Mr. President and Secretary, I'm going to encourage us to get back in here to sign a Secure Rural Schools bill that is permanent. I want to set a goal, or hope that you'll set a goal with me to get that done. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Anybody? Please,
Mr. President. Yeah, Mr. President, thank you so much for having us here. On behalf of Kansas dairy farmers, thank you. Milk is the most wholesome, nutritious drink known to humankind. Not only is it full of essential nutrients, it's full of healthy fats as well as protein. As Dr. Carson pointed out, those healthy fats are what helps that brain develop and help you absorb the fat-soluble vitamins. The protein is why you drink milk and you're not hungry again in 30 minutes. And I have to point out that under the previous couple administrations ago, thanks to them, we have a whole generation of young adults who have osteopenia and osteoporosis because they never drank milk for an entire generation. So getting milk back in the schools is going to give us healthy bones and healthy minds. It sticks to your ribs and it tastes great. Thanks for your leadership. Yes, sir, Mr. President. Thank you.
Anybody? Politically first, and then we're going to go to the farmers.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Mr. President, thank you so much. I want to ask Dr. Carson if there's an age limit on the cognitive ability. Drinking a whole lot more of this.
Yeah, exactly.
But thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
We literally have legislators here that have worked on this for years. This is something that's been very, very difficult. You're able to help us
You
get
would
it
think
over
it would have been very easy, actually.
Exactly, but you were able to help us get it over the finish line. You and your great team, Brooke, all of these people have done such a good job, not only with this issue, but all that we're doing for the farm community, which is so very important. So thank you very, very much. And I know that you're going to continue to support farmers like you have.
We do, right from the
Since you
beginning.
were elected. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Go ahead.
Well, Mr. President, G.T. Thompson,
Yep.
Chairman of the House and Agriculture Committee. I have been working on this bill for 15 years, and thank you.
That's amazing.
Because of your support and your leadership, we were able to get this across the line.
It's such a shame that it would be so hard.
Common sense was
sense.
lost, and in the benefits today go to those precious children that we see over there. It goes to our dairy farm families who work so hard.
Bueno, pues mientras Donald Trump continúa hablando desde el Despacho Oval, otro país se ha sumado ya a esa lista de tomar precauciones ante la situación de Irán. España es el que se suma a la lista, recomienda ya a sus ciudadanos en Irán que abandonen el país por estas protestas que no cesan. El Ministerio de Asuntos Exteriores ha señalado en el comunicado que la situación es inestable en todo el país y no parece que vaya a frenar. El gobierno español ha recomendado ya a sus ciudadanos que se encuentran en Irán que abandonen la República Islámica por la oleada de protestas, cuya represión ha dejado ya más de 3.000 muertos, aunque Donald Trump está recalcando en estos momentos que está viéndose reducida esa cifra de fallecidos ya en esas protestas. Portugal e Italia también se suman a estas precauciones que toman los países y que instan a sus ciudadanos que viven en Irán que abandonen cuanto antes. Se recomienda a los españoles que se encuentren en Irán que abandonen el país haciendo uso de los medios disponibles, según ha señalado el Ministerio de Relaciones Exteriores en su página web. Dicen que la situación es inestable en todo el país y también se suma a los países como Polonia y Italia, que también están incluso prohibiendo ya y haciendo esas cancelaciones de vuelos. Nos vamos directamente a seguir escuchando a Donald Trump.
Dr. Carson being a graduate of Andrews University in my district. So all of that goes together. Thank you for signing this. It'll make a difference.
Great job. So how about a couple of the farmers? Would anybody like to speak? Would you like to? Do you want to just say how great milk is?
It's so amazing.
That's good.
Yes, Mr. President, we want to say thank you for doing this. It's been stated several times how long this took, and so thank you for your support and leadership in finally making this happen. As a mom and a dairy farmer, this isn't just a big win for the dairy farm families across the country, but as it's been said, the millions of school-age kids that depend on school lunches for their nutrition and to fuel their bodies. So thank you.
So they've been fighting this for years then, huh?
15 years.
Well, have you
Before
been
these
fighting
kids.
it? You're too young to be fighting. Have you been fighting it for that long?
For a while, we've been fighting it. I mean, I think I speak for everybody. It's been a long time coming, so your leadership is it.
Well, it's great. I had no idea you would. It just seems to make sense, right? Hard to believe. When you said 15 years, I said, you have to be kidding. It's government is tough. Government can be very tough. How about you? Would you like to say something?
So we are very grateful and thankful that you passed this bill because it is common sense as to what we should be consuming.
Right.
Whole foods and whole milk. Unfortunately, that has not been the case for a few years. But research shows and our MAHA movements have been taking the right steps to make America.
Pues nosotros que vamos a conectar con Víctor Hugo desde Nueva York, donde nos va a explicar más detalladamente qué es lo que está ocurriendo actualmente con el precio del barril, el West Texas americano, porque está cayendo hasta los 60,70 después de varios días consecutivos de escalada. El petróleo que continúa cayendo ya por debajo de los 70,50 dólares el barril. Trump ha firmado una medida para asegurar el suministro nacional de tierras raras y, según lo que acaban de confirmar, también Donald Trump estaría ya poniendo un arancel del 25% a las fichas de los términos de valores en dólares. Nos vamos directamente hasta el NICE en Nueva York, donde está mi compañero Víctor Hugo Rodríguez. Buenas tardes allí, sí, Víctor Hugo.
Muchas gracias, Valeria. Bueno, y como ustedes saben, estamos aquí. Es un orgullo para la tribuna de negocios. Y ustedes saben, mi nombre es Víctor Hugo Rodríguez. Sí, aquí en el piso de la Bolsa de Nueva York. Para que quede claro, hoy es miércoles 14 de enero del año 2026. Creo que la noticia que nos agarra por sorpresa, porque estaba preguntándole en este caso a algunos de los más importantes, manejadores de dinero que están aquí en el piso. Una de las cosas interesantes, importantes, es lo que sucede con el petróleo. Hay una noticia que se están corriendo sobre no solamente lo que se acaba de aprobar en términos de dinero que podría venir desde el punto de vista de revenue y facturación por parte de Venezuela, sino efectivamente otras cosas que podemos saber durante las próximas horas. Y una de las cosas que también estamos oyendo, aunque no está confirmado, es que todos esos rumores de que vaya a haber algún tipo de strike, es decir, algún tipo de bombardeo en Irán, pueden pasar a ser rumores y que desde el punto de vista diplomático pudiesen haber algunas sorpresas positivas, aparte de que también ustedes tienen que comprender de que esta caída que tiene el petróleo, cuando en estos momentos, para que ustedes tengan una idea, cuando son alrededor de las 3:30 de la tarde hora del este de los Estados Unidos, 9:30. de la noche, mi queridísima Madrid, como siempre digo yo, 1:30 en Ciudad de México. El Brent nos está cayendo 1.25 y el petróleo en general, la canasta, está en 1.36 abajo. Pero para que ustedes tengan una idea, hace tan solo unos segundos estábamos prácticamente 2% abajo, lo que realmente nos deja entrever de que la volatilidad está haciendo de las suyas en este proceso en particular, precisamente por toda la cantidad de titulares que estamos observando con respecto a Groenlandia, con respecto efectivamente a lo que nosotros vayamos a estar viendo de lo que pudiese pasar con Irán en las próximas horas y también, pues indudablemente, como ustedes saben, soy venezolano, con lo que puede estar pasando con Venezuela. Otra de las cosas que nos llama la atención es el hecho de que efectivamente hay bastante ruido, para cambiar un poco la tónica, desde el punto de vista del sector bancario. Como ustedes saben y lo han visto probablemente a través de nuestra tribuna de Negocios TV, el presidente Trump hace unas 48 horas habló de un potencial nivel importante en el que se deberían mantener todo el proceso de las tasas de interés de las tarjetas de crédito. Esto es algo que no puede controlar el Ejecutivo Nacional, entiende usted, la Casa Blanca, y efectivamente esto tiene una cantidad de ramificaciones en el forcejeo, la prueba del pulso que hay entre lo que hace Donald Trump y lo que hacen precisamente todos los que están en, como podríamos llamarlo, la Federación Bancaria. Esto trae una cantidad de vicisitudes. Hoy nos reporta Wells Fargo, hoy nos reporta indudablemente todo lo que tiene que ver con Citigroup. Y todos esos reportes nos han dejado saber que no hay nada realmente que temer, que está más o menos, inclusive lo que pasó también con Bank of America, y es interesante ver que a pesar de todo eso, la banca empieza a recoger que es uno de los sectores que está hacia la baja, porque indudablemente esa, digamos, dinámica de que el Ejecutivo Nacional se meta directamente con respecto a la tasa de interés, deja mucho que desear cuando enfocamos todo desde el punto de vista capitalista. Cuando enfocamos, y aquí antes de pasar nuevamente a los estudios, cuando enfocamos todo esto desde el punto de vista de lo que va a estar haciendo Donald Trump de cara, entiende usted bien, a lo que va a venir para las elecciones de noviembre del 2026, Donald Trump, yo estoy aquí en la pantalla, es como que si me moviera a la izquierda, o probablemente de este lado, en vez del centro derecha, o de la derecha, donde está Donald Trump, por el vacío que dejan los demócratas y porque es necesario luchar contra eso que se llama la afordabilidad, la manera en cómo le puedo hacer cargo a todo eso, y esto tiene una cantidad de ramificaciones a todo lo largo y ancho del mercado de capitales. Tenemos a Donald Trump hablando, así que voy directamente con Valeria nuevamente a los estudios de Madrid y ya volvemos con todos ustedes. Adelante, Valeria.
Gracias, Víctor Hugo. Pues sí, antes de ir a Donald Trump, apuntar que la plata extiende su repunte y alcanza un máximo histórico. Atención, por encima ya de los $93, 93,5 dólares la onza de plata al contado. Y es que extiende ese repunte que ha comenzado y que ha continuado durante estos últimos días, mientras los mercados continúan sopesando, como bien estaba indicando Víctor Hugo, las continuas incertidumbres macroeconómicas que se viven y también políticas frente a las señales de Estados Unidos. Volvemos a la Casa Blanca, lugar donde está hablando Donald Trump.
Come on, right up here. Jesse, come on. We have to do a good one here. This is right?
Yes, sir.
This is an important one for me. Okay, not bad. Not bad. It's signed by our pen. So you can never make a mistake. They made a lot of mistakes. Anyway, here it is. Thank you. Thank you all very much. You have it?
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm going to start drinking a lot of milk.
We appreciate it.
Okay, thank you very much. That's great. Here, hold that on for a little while. You'll give it to us later, okay? It was a good job you did.
That's great.
So, any questions on what we just signed, please?
Mr. President.
Yeah, let's talk about this first.
I've got one on the milk. Coming from a family, my dad was a dairy engineer from Texas Tech University.
Big, strong guy.
There he is. Drink lots of whole milk in my day. Would you look at this as being a shift from what the industry kind of went woke with the oat milk and the almond milk?
It's amazing.
It's going exactly the opposite direction. Let's talk about the impact of dairy farmers on this whole bill.
There are a lot of changes being made in the last year, as you know. We're still a little bit less than a year. I think there's probably never been a year like this for a president or for a country. We have tremendous success. We've had success with everything we've done. And the economy now is coming back. And here's an example of farmers. They're going to be working harder to produce because it's not going to be watered down by something. And it's great to see it. And if you'd like a zip of that, I'd give it to you. It's actually been here. It's only been here for a few minutes before we started. It's not 5 days. 5 days and open, right? Yeah, it's not. But it's an honor. What we've done in the country in the last year, it's incredible. All of us together. It's incredible. So I appreciate the question.
Mr. President, Ron, you said that the killing has stopped. Who told you that the killings have stopped there?
We have been informed by very important sources on the other side, and they've said the killing has stopped and the executions won't take place. There were supposed to be a lot of executions today, and that the executions won't take place. And we're going to find out. I mean, I'll find out after this. You'll find out. But we've been told on good authority, and I hope it's true. Who knows, right? Who knows?
We've
Crazy
seen the body
world.
bags, so how do you trust
No, you've seen that over the last few days, and they said people were shooting at them with guns, and they were shooting back, and it's one of those things. But they told me that there'll be no executions, and so I hope that's true.
Does this mean military action is now off the table against Iran?
Oh, we're going to watch and see what the process is, but we were given a very good statement by people that are aware of what's going on.
Considering military actions,
When they say no executions, everyone is talking about a lot of executions were taking place today. We were just told no executions. I hope that's true. That's a big thing. Yes, ma'am.
The Foreign Minister of Greenland, she said a while ago in a press conference in an embassy of Denmark that she made very clear in the meeting that happened here in the White House what are their limits. She also said that it was a very respectful meeting. Are those limits going to be respected?
Well, we're going to see what happens with Greenland. We need Greenland for national security, so we're going to see what happens. They're going to brief me on the meeting right after this conference. In fact, the sooner I get you out, the faster I'm going to know exactly what happened. But we have a very good relationship with Denmark, as you know. We'll see.
Sobre los ataques de los iraníes, Donald Trump acaba de hacer frente, acaba de subrayar que fuentes muy importantes les han confirmado que no habrá más ejecuciones. En sus palabras, ha subrayado, le preguntaba a un periodista que quién había sido esa fuente, quién le había informado. Donald Trump dice que no puede revelar el nombre, pero que sí que han sido declaraciones muy importantes, muy buenas, y que es por parte de fuentes muy confiables. Dice Trump que van a frenar ya esas ejecuciones que estaban llevándose a cabo en Irán. Veremos a ver qué es lo que ocurre. De momento ya hay una larga lista de países que recomiendan a todos los ciudadanos que se encuentren, tanto de españoles, italianos y polacos, en Irán, que abandonen inmediatamente el país. Seguimos escuchando a Trump.
It's being reported that Health and Human Services released frozen funds to Planned Parenthood. I'm wondering why this happened and why Planned Parenthood is receiving any federal funds.
I don't know anything about that. Bobby, do you know anything about that?
What was the question?
It's being reported that frozen funds were released to Planned Parenthood in December by HHS. I'm wondering why that happened.
I have not heard that. I have not heard that.
Mr. President, on NATO, right now it sounds like you are saying that you would potentially acquire Greenland by force. That would be a NATO country. The United. Are you saying that? Would you do that?
No, you're saying that.
Would you
I didn't say it. No, you're telling me that that's what I'm going to do. You don't know what I'm going to do.
So what are the options?
Your network doesn't know either.
The Danish foreign minister said that there's still fundamental differences after the meeting with Rubio and with the vice president. Are you willing to leave the NATO alliance in order to get what you want with Greenland? What are the options right now?
Well, I wouldn't be telling you what I'm willing to do, certainly. I'm not going to give up options, but it's very important. Greenland's very important for the national security, including of Denmark. And the problem is, there's not a thing that Denmark can do about it if Russia or China wants to occupy Greenland. But there's everything we can do. You found that out last week with Venezuela. There's everything we can do about things such as that. Not going to happen. We're not, I can't rely on Denmark being able to fend themselves off. They were talking about they put an extra dog, and they were serious about this. They put an extra dog sled there last month. They added a second dog sled. That's not going to do the trick.
Denmark fought alongside the United States in both Afghanistan
Thank you
and
for telling me that. I appreciate it.
But
I have a very good relationship with Denmark, and we'll see how it all works out. I think something will work out. Yeah, please.
On Venezuela, Cabello, the de facto #2 in Venezuela right now, he seemed pretty reluctant to work with the U.S. And obviously he's
They just gave us 50 million barrels of oil.
The #2, the Venezuela security
Well, I don't know. I know the #1. We just had a great conversation today, and she's a terrific person. I mean, she's somebody that we've worked with very well. Marco Rubio is dealing with her. I dealt with her this morning. We had a long call. We discussed a lot of things, and I think we're getting along very well with Venezuela. Yeah.
Mr. President, a new Assistant Attorney General position dedicated to rooting out fraud.
Yeah, he's fantastic. The person is fantastic.
Who is it?
It's a he.
When are you
I will tell you maybe within minutes. I mean, I don't know if it's appropriate to say yet because we're going through a process, but we have chosen a person who's very tough, very smart, very fair.
You gave a speech yesterday in Michigan about how you've recalibrated the American economy to work for workers, U.S. auto factories. We've seen core inflation's completely tamed. You lowered the trade deficit to the lowest amount since 2009. American exports are growing, but we're also waiting on the Supreme Court case with the tariffs. Given the success that you've had in the first 12 months, what is at stake in this case, sir?
It's a little bit like whole milk. I can't believe we even have a case. This was a case started by very China-centric people and also anti-American people, frankly, people that don't want us to do well. Tariffs have helped us stop 8 wars. They've helped us get the best trade numbers we've ever had. They've helped us get $18 trillion brought into the country. And maybe above all else, they've given us tremendous national security. Just the threat of tariffs. You saw that just yesterday when I put tariffs on a certain country. We won't talk about that country, but you know who it is, based on the fact that if you do business with that country, it's going to make them, it's going to bring them to the table a lot faster. So we have made hundreds of billions of dollars with tariffs. We have very little inflation. Think of it. Inflation's gone down and productivity, everything has gone up. We've never taken in money like we have. We've never had anywhere near $18 trillion invested in our country, neither has any other country. It's the biggest number by maybe 5 times. 5 times, not 5%, 5 times. Nobody's ever seen numbers like this. We have plants going up. You mentioned I was in Michigan yesterday. I was at the Ford plant where they make the Ford 150. It's one of the original plants. It was from before World War I. It's a giant plant. That plant was probably going to be closed. And 2 years ago, they were doing very poorly. And now they just announced yesterday that they're going to go.
Y atención a las últimas palabras de Donald Trump sobre Groenlandia. Dicen que las necesitan para la seguridad nacional y que de momento no puede confiar en Groenlandia, aunque subraya que cree que algo va a funcionar. Dice que es muy importante para la seguridad nacional, incluida Dinamarca, y dice que la necesitan, que van a tener una muy buena relación con Dinamarca. Donald Trump también hace referencia a la situación actual con Irán y, según ha declarado las fuentes cercanas a Estados Unidos, dice que les confirman que van a detenerse ya esas matanzas, esas ejecuciones en Irán. Volvemos a escuchar a Donald Trump.
We're right now the hottest country anywhere in the world, and a year and a half ago we were a dead country. Thank you very much, everybody.
Escuchamos las últimas palabras de Donald Trump. Han elegido ya la persona para el nuevo fiscal general adjunto y también ha destacado que ya ha mantenido esas últimas conversaciones con la vicepresidenta actual de Venezuela, con Delcy Rodríguez. Dice que tienen grandes conversaciones con la líder de Venezuela actual, Delcy Rodríguez, y que así va a continuar. Volvemos en conexión a Nueva York con mi compañero Víctor Hugo, la mirada puesta en el mercado justo cuando estamos viendo cómo la plata alcanza ese récord histórico, 93,5 dólares la onza. En medio de todas estas tensiones geopolíticas parece no afectar demasiado a lo que respecta al mercado de materias primas. También el barril de Brent disminuye su precio, caía hoy durante esta jornada al menos hasta los 63 dólares, 60,70 dólares el barril, es lo que marcaba justo cuando Donald Trump estaba apareciendo en la Casa Blanca. Nosotros hacemos una pequeña pausa publicitaria y enseguida volvemos con Víctor Hugo, mi compañero desde la Bolsa de Nueva York.